Alrighty, gonna do some paper tuning, fresh paper. Got a bow in. Not bought here. I'll just leave it at that. You can probably guess. Looking at the setup, the customer told me he brought it to the shop he bought it from last year. They said everything was fine. When I just threw an arrow on it, looked at center shot, knock point, I'm gonna guess, it's a guess, that it's gonna be a pretty good tear, and I'm just guessing to the right, and a downward tear because of the setup. And again, he was told last year that this was fine by the, yeah. So I'm gonna shoot this through. Hopefully I can do this right. This isn't, okay. Now this isn't professional done. Not the videoing anyway. All right, I'll leave that there. Putting my release in. All right, here we go. Okay, yeah, horrible tear. All right, so yeah, it was down. I thought it'd be, actually I was thinking it was gonna be more down than that, but that's severe to the right, obviously. Horrible. So, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna set it up like I'm actually initially setting it up and then shoot through again. Setting it up and then shoot through again. Okay, so I reset the bow up, like basically like I was just resetting it up. So I did put a new string loop on because the other one couldn't move well, because when it gets so tight you have to put a new one on, but that's here nor there. Alright, so again, this is not professional. Alright, but I want to show the paper just so you see I'm shooting. Okay, so better. What do you know? Okay, so yeah, much better. Obviously, well, ironically, I hit it right above it, so I still got to move it some, of course, still needs adjustment. So, archery retailers, especially I know very well in this area, or one that used to be around, that'll say that this does not matter. Well, that's ridiculous. This has been around forever. Way back when, it's kind of funny. It obviously makes me feel old, but I have not used a bow that did not have a string loop on it or paper tuned in 33, 35 years or something like that, because I started at Nikolai's in 93. I was going to Arrowhead several or more years before that, so I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So I can't even imagine, obviously, using a bow, hunting with a bow that isn't properly paper tuned and tuned. It just does not make any sense. However, if a shop is more concerned about sales, how many bows they have in stock to look at, and numbers, then needless to say, that doesn't matter. However, you do want to go to an actual pro shop, have your check, everything checked correctly and done correctly and actually paper tuned. That's the only way you get proper arrow flight, especially if you use a fixed blade broadhead. Absolutely, and especially if you want to shoot a little further distance. It just doesn't make any sense why you would not want to do that. And just to clarify, when you do buy, this bow isn't bought here, so he is going to get charged for this. But when you do buy a bow here, you do get free paper tuning, especially initial after you break the bow in, a couple hundred shots or so. And then of course, after that, a small fee if you want to give me a tip or something, but yeah, that's what an actual archery pro shop does, not an archery retailer. Big difference. Alrighty, so that shot that I took that was a little bit to the right after I reset up the bow was still a little bit to the right. I did some more shooting, and what I ended up doing was taking the bow apart and flipping the shims, which aren't that big. They're not like the top hats on newer Matthews, but I did flip them to move the string to correct the tear. And I did add a paper thin, literally a paper thin washer to each. And then of course I held my breath because that took enough time. It just does get the stuff back in order. It just does. And I don't even, to be honest, I don't even look at the clock because I really don't want to know how much time that takes, because I don't go by the time, and I just don't want to know, because the thing is, I don't care how much time it takes. I need to get it right, and that's all that matters. So, yes, that is the shot. That's, I don't know, that's about as perfect a hole as you can imagine. You're out hunting. Would you feel better about shooting at a deer, even 20 yards, even with a mechanical? I mean, that has to fly straight to penetrate the best. Would you rather have this or that? Okay, you know what I'm getting at there? This or that? I think that's a pretty easy answer.